Welcome back, gang. It's Deltia from DeltiasGaming.com, and in this video we're going to do the top 5 tips for healing in Elder Scrolls Online. I've been updating my battery healer build for the Templar class, and I have some useful tips I'd like to share with you for those people struggling with healing. So without further ado, let's get started. What are the top 5 tips for healing in ESO? And in this scene here, we're in Veteran Imperial City Prison, and it's meant to show you how to get ready for the fight starting up when you're pulling any trash pack or a boss. So I'm just applying my buffs, debuffs, and then I go into my heal phase. Let's show you at slow speed. Okay, so here we go, and it's really important where your eyes are looking. So you see this little picture here, 1, 2, and then always. The very first thing I look at is how much resources I have and what buffs and or debuffs are up. So right here I see Igneous Weapons is up, Proxy that has been cast, my Rapid Regen buff, and this might look different on consoles obviously, or your individual add-ons, but you need to be aware of your buffs and or debuffs. If you don't have the add-on tracker, look at your individual character. You're going to start telling what the sprinkles look like, the animations, and everything else. The second, I peer down in the middle center of my bar. I want to see if a potion's available and or what my ultimate is at, percentage-wise, or if it's up. That's going to determine how I'm going to go into the next fight. And then I'm always looking at the top left. That's where my health bars are. This is going to tell you if someone needs to heal. I also have the health bars turned on of individual players, you'll see, because sometimes my eyes can't make it back over there in time, and I just like the health bars on if someone drops really low, really fast. So the ideal thing I want to buff here is getting my heals over time and putting my extended ritual down, which is going to get me major mending in a big, huge circle that's around all the DPS tank they're fighting, because it's going to get 2 heal over time. So extended ritual, rapid regen. I also want to use proxy debt and make sure I swap to my dual wield bar right as it's about to go off to get a lot more spell damage. I also throw a debuff on the boss that's going to be the priority target, boom, and then go into heal mode. Okay, for this particular fight, Lord Warden, there's a lot of things going on, and positioning is important. For instance, there's 2 big, huge circles. Now, if you take those circles, you're going to go up top and come back down, what you want to do at a specific point. What I'm trying to make you understand here is that you're the co-captain, along with the tank, for the defensive team. You want to position your DPS to where you need them, either telling them in chat, voice comms, or whatever, especially if you're using combat prayer. Why? Well, you need to know I have to shoot this line in front of you that gives you 8% more damage for 8 seconds. If you're not in that line, both of the DPS, we're losing a monster amount of damage. It's your job to position them. Try your best to help players know what's coming up, how to avoid it. Because after all, if someone stands in red poop, guess what? They're going to blame you for them dying, not themselves. So knowing where you need to stand and all of your allies can make a big difference in the dungeon. Especially this. There's a lot going on. Number 3, have communication. It's very important whether you're using voice comms or just written chat or whatever you have to do. You need to be able to communicate, especially with other players, and have the uncomfortable conversation. Hey, why are you dying a lot? Are you taking a lot of damage? Why? Are you standing in the wrong spot? Have you checked your food? Is your weapon charged? Is your gear repaired? All those things are very important. Another thing is important to communicate with your allies is when you're low on magic. Let's say you're doing a big, huge failing phase like me, I'm down to 25% magic. This is the time where I let my DPS and tank know, hey, I'm going to need a few seconds to regenerate my health. So can you heal on your own or have a backup healer? Communicate with people. Let them know when you're in trouble so they can let you know when you're in trouble. This will help you out tremendously. This may sound odd, but the purpose of being a healer in ESO is to do the most amount of damage that you can while healing. So yes, you're responsible for healing people, but look what I'm doing here. I'm doing damage. If everyone's health is at 100%, there's no point in healing. You remember, you cannot heal a boss to death. So constantly look at, can I do a little bit more damage? It could even be a heavy resto attack, a purifying light, throwing a spear in between buffs. Your priority is to have heals, hots, but when damage is necessary to beat something and everyone's healed, your buffs are going, ultimates are out, feel free to do damage. This is not another MMO where your sole job is just to do healing. Remember, this is ESO. You can do healing and DPS at the same time. That's why I like the healer position so much. It's vital, it's important, and it's versatile. Do damage. Trust me, it'll make everything so much easier. All of you healers out there, you gotta stop overhealing. And when I say overhealing, what I mean is, if you have heals over time, don't sit and spam Breath of Life when everyone is at 100% or 90. Remember, if they're at 100%, they don't need healed. Do damage. So the idea here between a good healer, whether you're a Templar, DK, anything, is to get some heals over time going. Now the heals over time usually take someone back up to 100% from, let's say, 70 or so. Almost every build has some type of self-healing in it in ESO. So everyone's build might be able to heal themselves to full anyway. So your idea here is only to do the burst healing, like specifically Breath of Life, if someone drops below 50% and you need a boom quick heal. But look at this, I'm pretty much a DPS during this fight because everyone's health is full. It's full because we're using HOTS and we're using self-sustaining builds. Well, I hope this video helped you. Make sure to stop by the website. We get a lot new cool information with some other player-driven builds and Nightblade tank specifically that Gil made. Really cool. So remember when you're healing that you got to look at your buffs, you got to be able to communicate with your team and try to do damage. Sneak out as much damage as you can. When in doubt, do damage. There's a few simple, effective skills that almost everyone uses in their builds. Why? Because it works. You don't have to do some blood funnel, out-of-the-box, vigor, stamina-based Templar heal to be effective. Do what works, practice it, get better at it, and hone your skills. Try to do damage. If you can, communicate with your team effectively and do this, a lot of these dungeons will be a lot easier. As a healer, I can carry a lot of people through content because I can do damage and heal at the same time, making it one of the most rewarding and fun roles out there. I'll be releasing my updated battery build for the Thieves Guild. Oh yeah, Worm Cult and Spell Power Cure, so make sure to watch out for my next YouTube video.